Meet Kristin Cabot.
Growing fallout from the kiss cam moments seen around the world.
July 15th, 2025, Coldplay's Kiss Cam lands on CEO Andy Byron and his HR chief, Kristin Cabot. 48 hours later, Byron resigns. Cabot is under internal review. Commenters dig up her short marriage, call her a serial cheater, and ask, what about the kids? Her husband hasn't spoken. This is the fallout from her side. Facts, timelines, and the family caught in that 3-second clip.
Oh, look at these two. All right. Either they're living in a fair or they're just very shy.
Kristin Cabot is Astronomer's head of human resources, the executive responsible for enforcing the company's conduct policies. Public company bios and her LinkedIn profile list her overseeing hiring, compliance, and internal investigations. She joined Astronomer before 2025 and, as HR lead, reported directly to the executive team. In other words, when employees were disciplined or fired for inappropriate behavior, her department signed the paperwork. That's why the Kiss Cam clip hit harder. Commenters instantly framed it as hypocrisy. HR is never your friend. Others dug into her personal life, pointing out she married in 2023 and calling her a serial cheater. Her husband has not made a public statement.
We help you through every stage of life. Vacation is calling.
They want to show that they're part of the popular zeitgeist.
Some experts say the video struck a particular nerve with so many because of the parties involved.
Why this matters to the average person is a sense of justice. They're feeling the cynicism, the hypocrisy.
Viewers moved fast from the stadium clip to Kristin Cabot's marriage. Multiple top comments state she married in 2023 and was already cheating. Others add, cheats with ya, cheats on ya, and she cheated on her first husband with him, serial cheater. Those are viewer claims. Cabot has not addressed them publicly, and no court filings or statements have confirmed a prior affair. What is factual? Her husband has remained silent. No statement, no post. Unlike Andy Byron's wife, who changed her Facebook name and status, there's no visible social move from Cabot's spouse. Commenters read that silence as professional. Even admirable, his silence is professional. He's a better man for it. The marriage length matters to the audience because it feeds the outrage cycle. Only married about 2 years? Disgusting, one wrote. Another, she made her bed, now she has to lie in it. That framing, short marriage plus public betrayal, drives engagement. It's not just corporate scandal, it's a domestic one playing out under stadium lights. Comment threads shifted fast from gossip to collateral. No one ever thinks about the kids in these scandals. Another warned, the internet is forever. These poor kids will deal with this embarrassment for the rest of their lives.
The person that demands order. King face is not trying to be sexist. You can call her queen face if you'd like. These people need order. They need everything to be perfectly aligned in their life. They're real.
That sentiment repeated. Viewers aren't just angry at infidelity, they're picturing children scrolling a meme of their mother on a jumbotron. There are no public statements about Kristin Cabot's children. Names, ages, even if there are minors in the picture, remain unconfirmed. But the audience filled that void with personal stories. My husband cheated with my best friend. I had 2 babies in diapers. Karma is real. These confessions turned your comment section into a support group, anchoring the scandal in real-world pain. Kristin Cabot's job was to police conduct. That's the fulcrum of the outrage. Commenters hit one line again and again, HR is never your friend. Others piled on, sleeping your way to the top. The arrogance of cheaters. She made her bed, now she has to lie in it.
She's worn multiple hats. Chief People Officer at Astronomer, Advisory Board Member at Privateer Rum since September 2020, and in those now deleted LinkedIn whispers, she's deeply woven into Andrew's professional sphere. So this really isn't just a workplace fling, it's at least partly intertwined.
Fact, Astronomer confirmed an internal review and accepted Andy Byron's resignation within days. Fact, Cabot's employment status hasn't been detailed publicly, reported only as under investigation or on leave. That discrepancy fueled the narrative that rules apply differently at the top. Viewers even asked if employees she fired for inappropriate behavior should sue. The serial cheater label and slept her way up lines are viewer claims, not verified records. But perception is the story online. The HR boss broke the handbook, so the handbook must be a lie. power dynamics make it sting. When the person who controls terminations crosses the line, trust in the entire system collapses. And that collapse plays great in headlines.
The family destruction Andy caused is unforgivable. While Andy was making pathetic excuses and Kristin was hiding from the internet, Megan handled this situation with incredible dignity. She quietly removed herself from social media, changed her name, and focused on protecting her children from the chaos.
And comment sections? Astronomer moved fast on paper. Internal review announced July 17th. Andy Byron's resignation accepted within 48 hours. And co-founder Pete DeJoy named interim CEO. Those facts are public. What isn't? Kristin Cabot's final status? Reports only say on leave or under investigation. No termination memo, no LinkedIn update, no statement. That vacuum keeps the hypocrisy storyline alive. Viewer sentiment jumped straight to consequences. Billionaires don't need to scream, they just erase you. Others pushed for retroactive justice. Wonder if anyone she let go for inappropriate behavior should sue the company? Without an official closure, speculation fills the gap about NDAs, severance packages, even wrongful termination suits from ex-employees. Legally, HR leaders often exit quietly. Contracts, equity vesting, separation agreements, those happen off camera. Cabot's husband has stayed silent as well. Commenters called that professional. Silence, however, doesn't stop the narrative. Online, her role is already written. The rule maker who broke the rules. Offline, the next chapter is likely lawyers, HR files, and a resume problem no crisis PR firm can fully scrub. Kristin Cabot hasn't uttered a public word. If she breaks that silence, 3 audiences will be waiting: her husband, her children, and the hundreds of employees who once trusted HR to uphold the rules. Does she defend the relationship as consensual, apologize to the family blindsided by a stadium screen, or stay silent and let the lawyers talk? The clip has faded from trending lists, but it still lives on every phone that recorded it, and in every comment calling her a serial cheater. When the rulemaker becomes the headline, the question isn't whether the internet moves on, it's whether the people closest to her can.
The person that demands order. King face is not trying to be sexist. You can call her queen face if you'd like. These people need order. They need everything to be perfectly aligned in their life. They're real black and white. This is right and this is wrong. So this makes this even more intriguing. The only gray in this person's life is in her closet. That's the important thing to realize here. Notice her eyebrows. If you notice that left eyebrow is kind of coming slanted in, this has lots of meanings. And again, you got to tie it to what's going on in our life right now. But this picture was not taken when it's not a mugshot, basically. So this indicates very critical nature when one eyebrow comes slanting down. Now, the fact that it's coming down the left side tells us this has something to do with a male. Did she have a critical father? Is she critical of someone that is a male? Does she have a critical husband? But she is hypercritical. And then notice underneath her eyes, there's some kind of deep lines kind of right in this area. These are adrenal lines. This gal was under stress long before this was going on. And there's just a little more puffiness under that left eye. What that represents is unshed tears. The right side of the body is the female side, the left side is the male side. The fact that there's puffiness under the left eye, it indicates there's unshed tears as a result of a male. So I'm questioning how stable was her marriage. Also, notice the puffiness in her left upper eyelid. So this is internalized anger. This has to do with a male. So we can choose lots of possibilities here, but she's got some issues with a male. And it could be her father, it could be her husband, it could be whatever. So there's some interesting things going on there. Lastly are the eyes. The right eye is what we show to the world. It's our public persona. It's our mother's influence. The left eye is her true and her private self. If we cover her left eye, she's pretty focused and kind of aware. Now, if we cross over and we look at her covering her right eye and look at her left eye, she's sad. There's sadness there. Does that have to do with a male? Chances are is yes. Notice the tip of her nose. It's a very round, kind of fleshy nose. This is classically seen in a king face, these natural leaders, and they like order. This is what's referred to as a gourmand nose. So she's a quality over quantity individual. Chin is very squared off, a little stronger on the one side, so she got a lot of her strength from her mother because that right side is a little bit stronger, but the squared chin indicates being very straightforward, very strong-willed, very idealistic. Lots of fascinating things when you know what's going on in this gal's life. So I hope you enjoyed meeting Kristin Cabot. I'm sure, as I said, she did enjoy meeting us.